So this is, in a way, a little bit to summarize the product that we have created, the survey results, the research that we have conducted. And I wanted to bring it back, Joy, to you and to share with everybody listening a little bit about best practices in implementing those different initiatives, not specifically the at-risk product, but just in general terms, being that this is obviously a challenging task of not just figuring out which initiatives to use, but also how to implement them and make them successful. So, Joy, if you could take over and share this with everyone.
Sure. This slide really does talk a little bit about some of the studies that do link counseling to student retention. And again, I think often the language has to go in that direction. I personally think that the prevalence data related to depression and suicidal ideation on our campuses is compelling enough, but sometimes I think we also have to really look at showing what we're doing with improving functioning with students, relating that obviously to academic success, and then obviously relating that to retention, because a lot of times administrators, they hear the information a lot more clearly if it's kind of cased within a retention type format. So in a study done at Iowa State and published in the Journal of Counseling Psychology, they found that students who received 1 to 12 sessions of counseling had a 14% higher retention rate than those students who did not receive counseling, although had an intention to do so. That percentage increased to 18% for those who received 13 or more sessions of counseling. And again, I think that tells the story in terms of why counseling tends to be so important in terms of retaining our students. And then Southern Illinois University in Carbondale did replicate this study, and the results of this study support the impact of counseling on students' graduation and retention status. Here, counseled students had a 25% graduation retention advantage over students who did not receive counseling. And specifically, students who received 1 to 7 sessions had a 19% retention advantage over non-counseled students, and students who received 8 to 12, a 31% retention advantage over non-counseled students, and then 13 plus 36%. So again, we see, I think, a very direct correlation between our services and the academic mission and goals of the university. You can also look at this kind of thing related to your own satisfaction surveys. And a lot of times I think counseling centers try to put on their satisfaction survey, you know, a question like, did the services you received impact your ability to go to classes, do well academically, or even to stay in school? And again, that's kind of a quick and dirty way to find out where the service is effective in terms of retaining students, but often those statistics are very high in terms of the number of students who really say yes, that the services really did allow them to stay in school and do much better academically than if they didn't receive those services.